Good evening, my friends. Daniel Miller here. How's everybody doing? Thank you very much for coming and for joining our Elder Scrolls world here on my DRB Miller Twitch channel. I welcome you all. And first of all, I'll give you a bulletin of what's happening here in the UK. We had perhaps somewhat better news today. We've heard that our Prime Minister is a bit better. We've heard that he is sitting up in his bed and communicating with his medical team, although he is still in intensive care. So that's really very, very encouraging and very rewarding. A bit of good news, really, as far as we were concerned. We want to hear that indeed he was getting better, and that's what's been said today. He's been in hospital now for the third full day running. It's going to be his fourth night in hospital, and I think the third one in intensive care. So obviously he's in our thoughts and our prayers, and we really wish him all the very best. We want for him to recover as speedily and as quickly as possible. But to hear that he indeed is sitting up and talking is very, very good indeed. I have to say, after I've heard it, I was gravely concerned, in addition to feeling relieved, because it just did indicate how seriously ill he was once taken to hospital. And you know, we want to hear a bit more about it. Want to hear many more good news coming out of St. Thomas's. And as I said, he's in my thoughts and prayers every single day, as well as his fiancée and his family. On the other hand, the infection and the virus in the United Kingdom is not subsiding. We've had the worst death toll in the UK today compared to all else experienced so far. It's been literally absolutely dreadful, and it has raised the number of tragically deceased above the number of 7,000, I'm afraid, and that is really where my heart sinks. I really feel for everyone who lost their loved ones so tragically and so quickly without any warning, and I simply hope that our scientists and our doctors are going to be able to find the way forward, really, with either a vaccine or medication or some other way for which we are going to be able to wrestle with the virus medically, because what we are doing at the moment is we are wrestling with it through social isolation, and that is working, that is helping, and we've seen today some slides and some indication on the presentation given to us by the Chief Medical Officer that we are seeing some difference. In fact, we can see that there has not been an exponential rise of epidemic, and that's exactly what was intended, really, with the measures, the strict measures introduced, albeit we are experiencing a very large number of people falling ill and indeed tragically dying. I have to say the most difficult part of the stats is when you see that the number of people going to the intensive care very quickly pass away, and that is really, really worrying. I think roughly between 50 and 60% of those who've gone to intensive care regrettably were not able to fight the virus successfully, and that is a great concern, obviously. But as I said, there isn't an exponential rise of the epidemic. We are having we could certainly say that the virus has been contained to a degree, and we are very, very far from any form of decrease, which I guess is greatly hoped by so many citizens and scientists around the world, of course, but that is not happening, and we will have to be sustaining the lockdown for many weeks to come. I just want to remind people, if you are following the news, that today was the first day that people in the Chinese city of Wuhan were actually allowed to go out, and this is since early January. So we are talking about almost 3.5 months of full isolation, quarantine being imposed, and that says something, and they are able to venture out today. Pandemic, it's just not an option. It just wouldn't work, and it would bring much greater havoc and trouble to everyone involved. So I just want to ask our citizens in the UK and also our gamer colleagues and friends worldwide to be patient, because I know you are feeling the pain. We all are. My day, let me think, 3 and 28. I think it's my day 31. Am I correct? Let me see. No, 30, I beg your pardon. It's my day 30 of self-isolation in quarantine, and I can really tell the difference. I've not seen sunshine at all during those days, but on one single day, where I was actually forced to go out due to some necessities early in the day, and I really can feel physically, the difference. Not feeling any sunshine, not seeing any daylight, and being indoors for a month without going out at all. It's really, how do I put it, something that you cannot anticipate in advance. You have no ways to which you could predict what this would be like, and it's just that the illness, the virus, had imposed it upon us all. God knows what types of consequences we are likely to sustain in a longer term, and due to this, I hope they are going to be minimal. But if anyone who's at home, if you are asking yourselves, what to do, I can tell you I'm spending my time as constructively as possible. What I do is, first of all, when I wake up, I exercise. Then after I exercised, I have shower and shave and do the usual kind of drill. Have my own kind of healthy breakfast, which is usually a mixture of cereals with a lot of fruit and nuts and fresh fruit and maybe some fruit juice rather than milk, and that is also delivered with some hot water, and it's a big breakfast, and very fully nourished by that. Also all the minerals and vitamins and all that is in the contents of my breakfast portion do have a lot of effect on the immune system, which means they're encouraging, they're supporting the immune system. So I would advise everyone to resort to as healthy cuisine as possible. Don't really resort to fast food and pizzas and chickens and meats, because they will not be increasing immune system, and just focus on raw fruit and raw vegetables and everything properly cooked, not fried, and eating it in large quantities in order to boost your immune system. Also, exercise is important. I have seen in my local area, and I have to say surprisingly so, many more people doing jogging, and I really don't think it's a good idea to do that. I mean, if you think that by going out jogging and passing people who are doing the same on the local path or in a park, you're doing yourself another justice, you're completely gravely mistaken. When you are jogging, you are, first of all, accelerating the work of your heart and lungs, which means you're breathing in and breathing out a lot more air. So if you're in very close proximity to anyone else, if you come to any sort of closeness when you're bypassing whoever is also doing jogging in there, you're going to breathe in the air, and likewise they'll breathe yours in much greater concentration and quantity than otherwise. And that is just and I have to say, I have seen it on the TV as well, people doing it and doing all kinds of exercises. This is not necessary at a time of national emergency and when everyone's health is under threat. I mean, people really need to wake up and realize this is a deadly virus. We had observed that people who are frail or elderly are more susceptible to it, but that doesn't mean that the younger person who is perfectly fit and healthy will not get the virus and indeed tragically die of it. And it just really needs to be imprinted into everyone's consciousness. I tell you what, I worked for many years with people who were very ill with another very contagious disease, and the best way of treating it is if you consider everybody else as a person who has it. Right? So you're treating everyone with respect because they're obviously suffering, and you are protecting yourself at the same time. By doing so, you are a hero because you're protecting others. And you've got to be building that type of mindset, which you are going to be needing for many months to come. Don't think if we are to be relaxing some minute part of the lockdown that we are going to be able to go up and about, and we are not going to be able to do that before the vaccine and the medicaments, the medication is found that will successfully treat the disease. So there could be a minor lift of some lockdown measures, like for instance nurseries opening or the local GP practices working, but everything else will be closed down because we will want to prevent the spread of the virus. So the mindset that we carry around with us has got to be switched on, and indeed based on what is necessary and what will be happening. Remember, if you were a soldier and you were sent to a battle, you will always have to be prepared for the worst. That's the first thing you need to be prepared for, but you will be hoping for the best. you will need to have several plans of action in order to deliver. So it can be just plan A, it's going to be 6 or 7 different plans on what to do. And that is the way that every person needs to be approaching this situation. Very important to get this mindset, which is accepting of the emergency that we're experiencing, an emergency which is prolonged. You know, like during the war, the Second World War, or any other war in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, these are endless wars. They don't have a date when they will end. And, you know, if people go out, they get killed. So it is a very similar situation in terms of how it affects us psychologically. And we really need to be working on our inner side, emotionally and mentally, in order to accept all the liabilities and difficulties that arise from a full permanent lockdown. Who on earth could predict this? Well, I can tell you, no one. And no one would have wanted such great, terrible, evil pandemic to break out. But actually it happened. It's here with us. We are living it. And some days when I watch the news, like today early on, after doing what I'm doing in order to help the coronavirus outbreak, you just kind of wonder, is this just a bad dream? Is this really happening? Perhaps I'm dreaming. Maybe this is just a nightmare which will end. Unfortunately, it is like psychosis. It is a living nightmare. It's there all the time. It can't break out, and it's there. So we've got to do our best in order to fight it, in order to make sure we survive it, and most importantly, we have to make sure we first of all prevent ourselves from getting the virus, and secondly, if we get it, that we fight it successfully through our immune system and doing everything that's necessary, but even more importantly, to prevent ourselves from being in contact with anybody else. And I have to say, in my local area, I have seen people socializing, outside of their front door, they're talking to their neighbors, etc. You should not be doing this. You have no idea where this person has been. You have no idea whether they're immune to the virus and they're the carrier. So I can't stress enough really how important this is. You've heard that a million times from the authorities, from the scientists, from everyone else. You have got to be listening to the advice, and this is not like some sort of voluntary advice. This is like an order. It's like a sentence. You have got to do it. And unless people start doing this properly, and I have to say, I'm very worried, because we are going to be having our Easter weekend from Friday to Tuesday, basically, and I'm really worried that lots of people will be disregarding what's been said, and the consequence is going to be the spread of the virus, and the other consequence is going to be a complete curfew, with literally the state of internment, and that will have to happen if people don't really listen to what's said. Don't forget that the scientists and the medical community are doing the most sophisticated tests in order to define whether the rules are being respected. And we've seen today on some slides, any form of movement is monitored, and that indicates the people who go out to do various tasks in public. It includes the measures through which the transportation is being monitored and everything else. And transportation includes both the railways as well as the underground and buses and individual vehicles, cars and trucks and lorries. And we did see that the stats indicate that everything's gone, you could say, downhill by 95%, which is expected, and which is wonderful. We all wanted to see that. But still, I do hear of people not following the rules and people breaking them. In fact, the other day when I had to go out during the day, I did see people seated on a park bench. All of the park benches in my area have been taped by the police with biohazard tape. And there were two people in their, I'd say, mid-40s. They parked their bikes next to that bench, sat on a bench, and they were sort of fiddling with their mobile phones. I can't believe the brainlessness of those individuals. Honestly, I can't believe it. If you have a tape on that bench, on all the benches in local area indicating biohazard, do not come anywhere near it, and you sit on it. I mean, it's like playing Russian roulette, and not just with one bullet, but with, full loading of bullets. And my point is, first of all, hashtag stay at home UK, hashtag stay indoors UK, hashtag don't socialize UK, hashtag be a hero. So if you are staying at home, you're preventing the spread of the virus, you're helping us and everyone who is on the front line fighting it. You have seen so many health workers, doctors and nurses had already caught the virus. Tragically, quite a number already had died, and these were some of the leading specialists that we've had for various areas of medicine. One was a specialist in the area of organ transplant medicine, and the other was a specialist for people who were quite mature. The third one was a specialist, a top surgeon. So and those people have gone in there to help. My heart sinks, when I hear such stories, and also knowing what it's like to be working in emergency services as a person who had participated in such services for many years. And I really want to say to everyone, you really need to wake up and don't think you're immune. You're not immune, and if you're not careful, you will get the virus. And if you get the virus, well, we'll see how you are going to be affected, but most importantly, you will be then, unless completely isolated, you'll be spreading it to others, which means other people can get it, and tragically they could develop very severe symptoms and then die as a result. So please do abide by the rules, do hear and do listen to all that's been said and follow it as if it was a life sentence or a death sentence. I don't know how, it's probably I'm taking it too far. As if it was like a judicial order imposed upon you, and you've got to abide by it. Don't even think about anything else. As I said, I'm very worried about next weekend because it's just going to be very warm. This is going to be one of the warmest Easters we've had in many, many years, and I worry that people go to parks and they really shouldn't. All the parks should be completely vacant. Nobody should be seated, sunbathing, going anywhere. Wherever there are people, there's going to be a danger of that disease being caught. Doesn't matter where this is. Could be on the streets, could be in parks, could be anywhere. So make sure that you are far away from such places. Make sure you are indoors, not socializing, not going anywhere, abiding by the rules, and making sure that we are all healthy, safe and well indoors. And prepare yourself, build that mindset I described early on. And that at this point we can't be thinking of any jobs, we can't be thinking of money or anything else, because if the disease spreads, there's going to be no people. Everyone will be affected by it one way or another, and you have seen already what deadly virus this is and how many people it killed. We also will hear the overall toll, the death toll and the virus toll, once the epidemic subsides, because evidently the records that we are getting are concerning only people who had sadly died in hospitals or in some sort of other medical facility. But it's very likely that there are going to be other people who would have suffered from the same disease and had not received the treatment, had not gone to hospital, and therefore suffered, regrettably, an untimely death. So, let's make sure that we are building that mindset of anticipation that is accepting the period that we need to be spending indoors and then abiding by the rules. So, we are going to be doing a bit of Elder Scrolls today. Again, this is in a series of our sessions here with our character here, Daniel de Leroy. I've been playing quite a bit really during the last few days. We were introducing Elder Scrolls Online on, let me think, on Saturday and Sunday in view of its free trial period on Xbox Live Gold. And I have it on my PlayStation and on my Xbox, and also I have it on, as a physical copy, have it on my Xbox Game Pass, and therefore I can play it at any time. So I'm still really providing with a bit of tutorial, not to do in here. It's a wonderful RPG, a massive open world game with lots of different activities, very many characters, tasks, quite a complicated kind of in-depth inventory. It's very important for everyone to do it kind of step by step initially, up to the point where you kind of get a full swing of things. One of the trickiest things in Oblivion series, or Elder Scrolls series I should say, for me, is the way the quest and the map really are kind of tangled together. They're not consistent, and sometimes you will have to be looking for certain characters that will unlock the next step or the next stage of your quest, and I had problems with that in my kind of previous gameplay here. I struggled with it a bit also a couple of days ago, so I just want to really kind of bring that to everyone's attention. You've got to be mastering your quest stroke map type of activity, and make sure you're always following the allocation of the next step on the map, or indeed on your radar. And that's the key. Otherwise, what you'll do is you'll talk to different characters looking for different options, and they will basically point you in various directions. You'll end up with plenty of tasks, and this game, similar to Mass Effect or the other open world games, will require consistency. If you are a completionist or a collector, you'll want to go step by step and then complete everything that's there. And on the inventory, you can see quite nicely. I will show you, for instance. I didn't really go in yet, I don't think. I'll be able to show you a bit later how this works on the map as well. You have allocation of various sections indicating what areas you still need to explore. So once you come to 100%, then you know that the map is fully unlocked and you can be exploring every single corner of it. Okay, we are going to have a bit of action now, then I'll have my dinner, and after that we'll have a bit more action. My streams at the moment are fairly short because I'm involved in the battle against the coronavirus here in the United Kingdom, and therefore I can dedicate a bit of my time really to some of the streams, having quite a lot of fun, and certainly a lot of relief and respite from everyday terror that we are facing. So I'm very grateful to all of you who would have come in, had a look and participated, or indeed said hello and connected. The idea behind me bringing Elder Scrolls here to my channel is very similar to the idea of bringing Destiny and some other very sociable type of games environments, a bit like Bless Unleashed, the most recent RPG released on Xbox. These are the games with lots of followers and with many people playing them at all times, but most importantly, you can always, as you're walking through the open world, see somebody who looks funny and unusual, and you can bring them into the game. They can become your friend instantly. You can do activities together with them, and that's absolutely incredible. And that is something I really wanted to see in Destiny, but it didn't really happen, and that's because of the in-game mechanics. It's not really quite the same for whatever reason. You see people there in the social space in Destiny 1 or 2, at the tower, and then obviously you can connect with them, you can bring them into the game. But in here, it does have the degree of immediacy, because everyone who comes close to you, if you leave the option open, they can actually hear you talking, and then when they hear you talking, if they like the sound of your voice, they like the look of your character, they can approach you. Maybe sometimes a bit too open, as there will be people wanting to make approaches. And as you can see in here, I've created this female character who is a warrior and highly noticeable, and I had quite a few people approaching me thinking I was female, and that obviously is not the case. And you will have people playing female gamers playing some of the male characters and vice versa. I generally play male characters in most games, but in RPGs I have Danielle Delero, and she's been a character that played in Dungeons and Dragons, in Neverwinter, in Bless Unleashed, here in Elder Scrolls, and a couple of other RPGs. She always looks the same, so if you were to meet me in any of those environments, you would be able to recognize my character instantly, and you will know that indeed they are being presented here. They're probably most likely to be also streaming on Twitch or Mixer, and you'll be able to pop in and say hello. Right, so we are going to crack on with our character immediately, because I'll have to get my dinner a bit later on, and we'll have a break, and then once I come back we'll carry on. We had come to the end of one of those first big activities in Stros M'Kai yesterday, and you had the option of doing a raid by yourself, just with one helper, or with a full team, and I selected a full team, which meant I had to look for those guys around the town, and I did that successfully. So we were geared up and ready for our first heist, and this is what we'll do immediately. Oh, I just remember, yeah. We have, before that heist, we need to find another character, and we need to we'll have to be looking for this character here through the tunnels. Just remember now. Bear with me, I need to go here. To be off the ship and back on the land, the sea is not For this one, night falls and we make camp outside Bizarre. The others are wary, but suspect nothing. Finally, something to hold above Moratus' head to make him squirm, to think he did not even recognize his former slave. Reminding him will be delightful. So this is the second scrap, but where's the first scrap? I think I probably missed it. I should have picked it up. I didn't really look properly for it. So that needs to be found. You must learn how to use your special skills, remember that, because without them you really are very, very exposed. I did play the game on PlayStation without my special skills and it was very, very difficult. I need to find that other note. I don't know where the note is. Recipes picked up, so that's good. We want recipes. Another one again. Oh, two of them even. This is annoying, but there's... Oh, boots! That's good. Definitely did need some boots. Rawhide boots. Very good. In my inventory. Supplies, materials, lots of items in hand. Because up to this point, believe you me, I was wearing the sandals, and the sandals were just completely useless. And look at that, rawhide boots. 1592 level 5, so that's awesome. So we are definitely going to be equipping these. Be much stronger with those. I can run faster and I'll be immune to some of the enemies, so that's good. Like rats, you know, biting your toes, that sort of thing. Alright, so let us see. Okay, so that's one of the generators. Oh, that's good, there's the notes down there as well. The question is whether it's the first or the third. Iron mace diagram, okay. Yeah, that's the first one. Scrap of journal. Separated from others, can't let them escape. Disable the devices perhaps. Too close to fail now, even if it means this one's end as well. Morantor will not get what he desires. The secrets will die here with us. Okay, so sit down for a minute. Take a snapshot. Wait a minute. Control rod. Use the Ramos control rod. For what though? No, we'll oh, I've got it. We need to repair the spider. Okay, completed the Eastern generator, so we picked one of them. So repair the generator, so that's fine. We just need to find it. That'd be nice and easy. Spider's running after us, good. Look at these. Incredible. It's always well having a good look and finding out whether there's anything to collect. And very good. Got that. Superior Ransacker. Got an achievement. All this earth been raided. Nothing in that. And by the looks of it, I better this chap here. That spider's. So why is it not working? What's going on? Okay, it's a bit silly. Repair the Western generator. Speak with the Ramo in the central chamber. So let's find him. The Ramo should be in our central chamber. Oh, there he is. Okay.
Excellent work. Besark breathes again. Now for a personal project. How would you like to earn a little more coin?
Alright, I'm listening.
As you see, we are not the first to enter Besark. In truth, I accepted Bosek's request to explore these ruins only because they contain something I want. Something I believe others died trying to obtain.
And what is that?
Knowledge is the greatest treasure. The Dwemer guarded their secrets as a king protects his gold. In Besark, the Dwemer hid a set of schematics, mechanical drawings that I greatly desire to possess.
And you need my help to find them.
Those earlier explorers likely retrieved them, only to find themselves sealed inside Besark through some treachery. Their misfortune is our gain. We must find where they perished.
Fine, let's go.
More constructs waiting on the other side of this door. You go first.
Sure, farewell. Where's the door though? Okay.
So, the schematics were here. I doubt they escaped.
Read a dead man's journal. Alright.
These writings could prove crucial to understanding the schematics. My brother should be able to decipher these. Interesting. Continue looking for the schematics. I'll meet up with you shortly.
The dust layering the botanist's chest has been disturbed. Whatever the chest held, those contents are missing. Just a second. Where we see? We need to find the journal. The writings are indecipherable. Dwemer's safe set of translated phrases scrawled by a different hand. Raise the Skystone, forged in black fire, sound the change, broken in infinity, enact the reunion. My inventory's full again. Okay. So what have I got in my inventory I can get rid of? Let me see. Feet, legs, hands, waist. Probably not. Just could probably sell that. Head. And main hand slottable items. Okay, so what do we got there? Nickel. Let's see whether that was the writings of the dead man. Yeah, it was. Okay. And then search for... It's down there, isn't it? Oh, no, that's the journal. Okay. Adibas claims proved to be true. We found the island. The Rorcan really did come this far. Still, I watch him closely. Never trust a Khajiit. Clever dwarves. The rightmost bridge secured with traps. The left with hidden constructs. Only way past the sneak. Polinaro and his storms. Just what are we looking for? The elf tells us nothing. Open a chest, sealed shut, trapped, skittering in the pipes. So, search for Dwemer schematics. Is it Dwemer or Dwemer? Okay, let me see. Search for the schematics. What's that? So it should be there. Oh, there. Okay. Look at them. Look, I need to just get away. That's ridiculous. They caught up with me, was the trouble. And 3 of them. It's a bit difficult to whack them all. Okay. Talk to Niramo outside Bidzark. Need to get out. Can be out already. Not too bad. See ya.
Ah, there you are. I was just coming to, help you. I hope you found what we were looking for.
As promised, I have your drawings.
Attics are mine at last. Splendid. This places me in your debt. What would you ask of me in return?
Well, help Captain Colleen with the heist she's planning.
I hear Colleen intends to head towards the Isle of Betnik. The ruins there greatly interest me. But first, I will assist you in this heist.
Okay, I'll get the staff. That's
I
quite
must get the schematics to my workshop. Join me if you wish to return to town. Come, Clanker.
good. That's cool. I've got... You restored power to Bitsark and uncovered its secrets, so that's pretty good. It's a major achievement, and it increased to 8. I got Ardent Flame increased to 9, so I'm getting many rewards. Got another achievement unlocked as well. That's the first big section. This is what you call doing a task of a completionist. You know, you are completing everything that's there. And it's like a chapter complete. Let me see whether that was properly registered there with our quests as well. Let me see. Journal, quests. Yeah, go back to the captain. 125. It's a lengthy quest. And okay, and then law library. See whether I picked up anything. It's basically for all the books which you will find on various bookshelves. I did read one of them though. It didn't seem to register much. Achievements. Summary. Character. Players play crafting, dungeons, veteran, exploration quests. Tamriel Expert Adventure 50, that's good. So we actually completed all of the quest achievements across Tamriel, so that's good. Hero of the Daggerfall Covenant, Hero of the Aldmeri Dominion, Hero of the Ebonheart Pact, Cyrodiil Champion. So I'm basically given the title of Tamriel Hero. Okay. The main quests in here, it's Quester, you see, it's quite good. Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor. And that's incomplete. This was completed. Well, we can basically just have a look. Show earned. So Soul Shriven in Cold Harbor and Daggerfall Covenant Famed Recruiter. Okay, fine. Don't need to see any more. Character. Don't have any of those. Magicka 5. Okay. And then inventory. Slottable items. Sip of health. Materials. Natural water. Plenty of items there for crafting and for cooking and doing all sorts. Oh, I got some lockpicks. That's pretty good because I broke a few. Okay, currencies. Told me we had some rewards. I keep forgetting where to find them. Oh, they're in my inventory, I think. Notifications. New daily reward. Crown refreshing drink. Yep. Announcements, collections, inventory. Appearance. Now the disguise is still there, right? So where is it then? Keep forgetting. Now it's in my character, must be. Equipment bonus. Yeah, it is, yeah. Increase all primary stats. No, that's fine, that's all there. Skills. Ardent Flame. They've all gone up, so that's all good. Just a second. Forceful. Cast a Great Sword, 1080. I must have 1096. I think we'll probably pick up that Rama Staff. We'll try it. See how powerful it is, because that sword's very good. Your level 6 rewards are available. Claim now. Okay. Oh, level up rewards. Okay. There we are. Keep forgetting. Always have to go back to level up rewards. I really need to remember this because level up rewards is right on top. So if you're also playing Elder Scrolls, just remember that when you get these rewards, they are there basically. You need to go to character all the way to the top and then level up rewards, and then you get them in there. It's a bit tricky. So we'll claim all the rewards. Clapping to myself, as you could see, which is good. And that will be 1 attribute point, 1 skill point, 25. Okay, we got some future rewards there. These are not the ones we picked up. Okay. Oh, we've got one of those as well. So I think we probably could do with some improvement of our health. And we can probably go to, let me see, Resolve. No, hang on, Soul Magic. These ones have been knocked already. Uppercut. Stonefuse Draconic Power. Oh yeah, we'll go then to, yeah, Resolve. We'll go to Resolve. There we go. So that's increasing your physical and spell resistance. Okay, and we can LB and RB. Let me see whether we can put it in there. Heavy armor. You can basically enable some of those special skills, as you could see. They're slottable, and then I've got everything else but the last two. That's LB and RB. What could I put in there? I should be able to put Resolve in there, shouldn't I? No, they're passive abilities. Maybe we can't. Active abilities. Alright. You receive a soul gem. Use it to recharge enchanted weapons. Meet Colleen when you're ready to start the heist. What was this? There was something there. Portal to Port Hunding. Use, of course. We'll go to Port Hunding. Nice and quick. We're doing rather well tonight, rather fast. All completed. My goodness, I'm happy. It's Captain Colleen.
We've got a crew to rival the legends. Time to make some money. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. I agree. And what now?
We're ready for the real challenge, the heist. The target's Bosek. That slimy bastard's finally going to get what's coming to him. We're going to steal his sailing logs.
Oh, he's selling logs, really?
His sailing logs are the key to our fortune, friend. They're the records of every ship that's docked here, every stolen cargo they've unloaded, and every illicit payment made to Bosek.
Sounds good, but tell me, how does this make us rich?
Those records are worth a fortune to King Baharajad. They're written proof that Bosek has violated the king's order to stop raiding Breton shipping. With those papers in hand, the king can threaten to destroy Bosek if he doesn't stop.
And the king agreed to pay you for them?
Absolutely. His envoy is on the dock now, waiting. As soon as we turn over the sailing logs, he gives us a fortune in gold. The trick will be getting into Bosek's palace, stealing the logs, and getting out with them. That's your job.
And how do I do it?
First, you need a servant's disguise to get into the palace. The papers are in a lockbox on the top floor. Bosek has the only key. Slip this powder into his drink, then grab the key.
And then?
The lockbox is always guarded. The guard's not bright, but he'll raise the alarm if anyone tries to open the box. Deal with him quietly. No stabbing. Lambor and I will have the ship ready to sail when you return with the papers.
Sounds good, madam. I'll be back very soon. Farewell for now. So we need to talk to Crafty Larissa, Jakan, and talk to Nerama. I think all of them are probably near the docks. Very likely, because they're my crew.
We should head to Saintsport.
Larissa, Jakan, Nerama. Okay. They're not there. They're all in there. It's actually a bit silly. They probably were standing next to me. I didn't even look. Yeah. Just like I said. Right, let's talk to Nerama first.
Oh, yes. Hello. This is fascinating. Did you know that Dwemer had devices to rapidly mince fruit?
Not really, I didn't. Nerama, can you help me get to Bosek's
I can
lockbox?
offer help with the guard, perhaps. You wish to deal with him quietly, correct?
Indeed, and what's your idea?
I removed this device from Clanker. When pressed, it produces quite the incapacitating shock. If you would test it for me, preferably on a living subject, I would be grateful.
Sounds good. I'll take it. Thanks,
Let
Nerama.
me know if there are any lingering effects. Twitching, mainly. I'm quite curious about the twitching.
Farewell, my friend.
Scum over there. They just lure ships onto the rocks and strip the wrecks.
All true, Malurl. Yet at least we would earn coin.
It's a wonderful day for a sailing trip, isn't it, friend? Especially if it gets me off this rock before Bosek chops off my head.
Jakan, can you help me get to Bosek's lockbox?
Bosek keeps the key around his neck, cinched steel. I'll get the key off Bosek. Meet me out back.
Sounds great, Jakan.
Put your disguise and meet me out back. Leave Bosek to me.
Will do. Farewell.
Quite the motley crew, aren't we?
We are indeed. What do you think of Captain Colleen's plan?
Right. You need a disguise to get anywhere near Bosek. Fortunately, you have me. Just say the word and I can have servant clothes waiting for you at the palace.
Sounds brilliant. Thanks, Larissa. I definitely would love your help.
My pleasure. Meet me outside the palace. I'll pick out something special for you.
Excellent. I shall see you very shortly. Farewell. Alright, so that was the first part of our stream for tonight of Elder Scrolls. As you could see, we are progressing rapidly. We completed the first section of the quest. Very, very happy about that, because I was struggling a bit whilst I was doing it for the first time on my PlayStation. And obviously, once you've done it, then you are in a much better position to know exactly what to do and, you know, everything else. Well, Elder Scrolls Online are both similar and quite different to Skyrim and Oblivion and Morrowind and all other games that you would have played. And, you know, there are some elements of similarity and there is some difference. But I have got to get my dinner now, I'm afraid, and then once I come back, which is going to be probably in about half hour, we'll carry on with our adventure. We'll have still a couple of more hours of entertaining activity here in Elder Scrolls. So until then, just have a cup of tea, have your own dinner, and then I shall see you a bit later.
I tire of sitting here, Maloro. We should head to Saintsport.
Why?
This waiting rots my limbs